from the onset of the project, one of the things that Kormantse Muziki asked me to say was that we had a surprise for you on the rhythm. Now, that surprise, if I wasn't an insider, would not have even been able to fathom, because it's a reggae dancehall project, you know? And then, Kormantse Muziki springs on us one of the tracks that have become the soundtrack of the project. If you think I'm lying, listen to Kim Bashman's mix and you know what I'm talking about. Let's welcome right now on the show the brother and sister duo, Afrikani Roots. Welcome on the show, Afrikani Roots.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Great to be here.
Wow. So, I have heard one of you play. I'll leave that, maybe that will unfold in the story. But first of all, how did you get on the rhythm?
Okay, so as you know, my father is very good friends with you, and we came across this beat around last fall, and my father was like, okay, like this beat is out now, and you know, the producers would like to see how you are able to blend your instruments into the beat. So we heard it the first time and we started like freestyling over it and improvising. And then within about a week or so, we recorded the official version in one take. So yeah.
Wow. And I personally knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know how good, you know, because I was like, violin. First of all, viewers, let me tell you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a mistake. Let me have you introduce yourself first so that, you know, they will know who I'm referring to because there's two of you. Let me have you introduce yourself, both of you.
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Nocho Opongwadie, and I am the violinist on this rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Kofi Opongwadie, and I play the kaon on this rhythm.
Serious things, you know, serious things. It's not easy to find such musicality in one family. You know what I'm saying? Like brother and sister duo, you know, wicked. And I've heard Anochua play, you know. Sometime in Chicago, there was a little, you know, meeting of brethren and sistren over there, and I happened to be there, and your family was there as well.
Right.
And you know, I heard you play, and I still have a recording of that because I had my little tourist camera in the corner, you know.
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, you know.
Right.
But at that time, the whole idea of putting it on a reggae rhythm hadn't materialized. Now it is reality, right?
Right.
That violin scale and backed by your brother's bingy vibrations on a bad rhythm. What is the track called?
All right, the track is called "Where the Money Day." That's the name of the rhythm, but we decided to name the track a tribute to Dinkanash.
Yes.
Yes. Very symbolic.
Who is Dinkanash?
Well, Dinkanesh is it's the Ethiopian name for one of the oldest human skeletons that have been found on the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Wow. So you see, even though they're not saying anything, they're pointing you in a certain direction, you know, because my first reaction is, okay, Dinkanesh rings a bell, but who exactly was Dinkanesh? They sent me researching, you understand? And that's what you gotta do too. Yes, indeed, Afrikani Roots, for real. All right. And then you how did you go about, you know, creating the music? How did you combine your individual energies to come up with what you came up with?
Right. I mean, like you said, it's great that we come from musical families, so we're used to playing with each other. But we experimented with quite a bit of different instruments. I don't know if you want to explain like our process.
Yeah, we did some experimentation before recording. We tried different instruments. We tried different guitar, different drum, and we came to the conclusion of like, let's do like one kaon and then one violin, and we'll just be like going back and forth off each other. So yeah.
It's kind of interesting how both instruments that are so different came together and blended so well on this track.
That is the beauty of this track.
Yeah.
Because it's a violin, which really is, you know, we know the origins of that instrument. And then we also know, you know, the origins of, you know, the other instrument. And then we know the very base on which they are both standing, and it blends so beautifully. It blends so beautifully. Like I said, it's become the soundtrack. That's together with Valve's emotional survival, he calls it, have become the soundtrack to the rhythm, and it's just beautiful. Let me ask you again. I'm not sure. I saw you are a music. You're a professional, right? You're not. It's not a hobby. You actually are a professional.
Yeah, so I'm currently studying violin performance at Northeastern Illinois University. I just gave my senior concert the other day ago, but I am on the professional route in terms of teaching and performing violin.
And if we have your permission, we'll show a little bit of that performance, because I saw it on Facebook and I was completely blown away. And I was like, yes, where the money rhythm, you see?
Of course, yes. Yeah,
wow.
Yes.
What does it take? Like, how many years you have to study and tell us about that?
Yeah, so I've been studying violin for 12 years this year. I started when I was 9 years old. And first, no one at my house at that time played the violin. I had just seen it enough times on TV and in other media outlets to want to play it. And then my parents said, okay, well, you have this passion. We'll go ahead and feed into it, and started getting me lessons. And then I guess, the rest is history, in terms of studying, performing the instrument, and now playing it on the college level, which is quite exciting.
Sorry about that. Yeah. And Kofi, you, I believe, are studying something else, right? But music just happens to be in your veins.
Yeah. I've also been playing music since I was pretty young. I started with guitar when I was like 9 or 10 years old. And I've picked up other instruments along the way. So yeah, it's a lot of music around here.
So you play guitar, you play other instruments. Why did you choose the instrument you chose for this project? And I'm not sure of all the, I want you to answer me together, one after the other. That was a question, Kofi. And for you, I'm not sure. Why, of all the other instruments, did you choose the violin of all instruments?
Okay. Yeah.
I think I can go first. But I think that for this rhythm, I think I like the sound that it brought to the track. It brought out a very certain rhythmic accompaniment that I think that the track needed, especially with the violin.
Right. I also chose the violin because it's such a ringing instrument in terms of its timbre. It's very loud and full in terms of texture. And I knew that a lower pitched instrument would be a little harder to achieve that same brightness. So yeah, the violin was almost like automatic to this piece.
You speak about music like a professional. Like listening to you, we realize that the music that didn't just happen. It's a combination of inbred or innate talent and something that you've also studied. Let me ask you, how much of it would you say is raw talent and how much of it did you acquire?
That's a great
question. I would say, Kobe, would you be like 50-50?
Yeah, I would say something like 50-50, because as much as it is talent, you still have to do the work to get talent out.
You're never that talented. You still got to practice.
Yes. And answer me this one. Where I've been trying to, anytime I try to communicate with you on the rhythm or whatever, your dad is always on point with your schedule. Okay, at this time they're writing exams. Can it wait? At this time they're doing this. Can we do this another time? How much of an influence is WHERE I in your life? Tell us.
Huge.
The biggest.
And not just WHERE I, by the way, my bad. Empress Autumns too.
Yes. I mean, just having parents that are so deeply rooted in music that not only reflects our culture and our family structure, but also having parents that encourage us to pick up music, it was always that foundational support from them. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a huge reason why we still keep going is the support that we get from our parents.
Absolutely.
Nice. I forgot to ask what you're studying, by the way, in school, Kofi.
Oh, I'm studying audio arts. I'm an audio arts major.
Fantastic. And I hear there's a videographer in there somewhere too.
Yes, our sister is the film major in our family.
Good gosh. Good gosh.
Right.
We can only wait with bated breath. You
Right.
know? And if anything, we have Where the Money There and that track called Adulation for the Internet, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
We have that track as a guide to tell us what is about
Mhm.
come from this family. Anyway, last words, Kofi and Anochua, before we go.
I mean, I just want to thank everybody who streamed it, shared it, supported it. Of course, our father for organizing this amazing track, and you. Thank you for reaching out. We really appreciate
Oh, thank you.
Definitely big props to everybody who was involved, getting the rhythm out there. You know, it's gone across the world now. Thank you to everybody who's listened to it. And yeah.
More to come.
More to come. Love that. Kofi and Anochua Oponwade, aka Afrikani Roots. By the way, I forgot to ask you this question. I would never have forgiven myself. Why Afrikani Roots? What's the meaning of this? Because you know what? Let me tell you a short story. I was in a band called Shirin, right?
Ah.
Your dad was part of naming that band, and up till now, only a handful of people understand what Shirin means.
Really?
Right.
What is the meaning of Afrikani Roots?
Right. I think. Oh, well, you can go first.
Yeah, I think that it's supposed to really symbolize, you know, the roots of an African person and how we express our heritage and our culture.
Yeah, it's a symbol of pride. You know, it kind of speaks for itself. You know, it's very strong and very symbolic. And it's a perfect name.
It is, absolutely. So is Afrikani what it sounds like to me as a Ghana person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Afrikani sounds like tree to me. It sounds like African.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And it's actually funny that you mentioned that because our father was also very pivotal in naming our group as well. So it seems to be a running trend for him for sure. So,
Okay.
yes.
FYI, I don't know if you know this, but I was rooting for another name and I didn't win. So that's all right. That's all right, because I was humble enough to give in to Afrikani Roots. I think it's a beautiful name for a beautiful, beautiful group, or I don't know what to call you right now.
A duo.
Duo is the word I was looking for. So thank you very much once again, and we will be catching you. We will be getting back to you some more, I guess.
Thank you so much.
you.
All right, let's leave you with the sounds of Afrikani Roots. It's called Adulation 4.